motherfucker. Who broke this table? They're all broke, but fuck, what we got these goddamn things for?
I just don't touch it.
Yeah, but I gotta have my computer and my notebook and...
What's up, guys? How are we doing today?
Hold on.
No, I was just trying to... Brandon's getting situated.
Oh, we're live.
Hi, welcome to Pick Central. My name is Brandon Walker. We are here with our daily gambling crew. It is me. I can't hear. There's no snare in my headphones. I can't hear a thing in my headphones. Are we good? Are we going out? Anybody else? Your headphones
Can't
good?
hear anything in my headphones.
Can't hear anything in my headphones.
I can. I feel.
We're good. Okay. All right. So, hi. It is Brandon Walker. It is our regular Pick Central crew. I believe White Sox Dave will be popping in a little bit. I invited Jeff D. Lowe to come on the show and be here today. I think he forgot. So he will remember in the next couple of minutes.
I can see the back of his head from here.
He will remember in a couple of minutes. Hopefully he will get in because
the back of that head.
I do want Jeff D. Lowe in here. Brandon starting the show pissed off. Shock. I'm not pissed. I just the chairs are broke. The chairs are broke. Is yours broke? Yours is.
I don't want to mess with it too much because then it'll break.
That one's broken.
We got the little school desk thing going here
all over the fucking floor.
You know what? I figured out what happened. Do you know what happened? And this is, I don't know if it's Pete. I don't know who it is. So when they bought new chairs, we had these with the black desk. The other chairs had brown desk. And I believe somebody took them off and painted them and just didn't put them back on. Just laid them back on top.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's what happened. Yeah, so, all right. Hello, everybody. It is Pick Central. We're going to talk gambling today. We're going to talk NFL schedule release. We'll talk about all that. Got a couple of topics at the end of the show I'd like to talk about. In fact, I'll let you guys vote for topics. I have 3. I wrote them down. Yes, please. Who are the Nebraskas across sports? Who are the formerly great programs that we don't think will ever be back? Before their time athletes or perhaps current players with head coach potential. We might do a couple of them.
Ooh. Okay, interesting.
Me and my friend Alan, who's been my sports friend forever, we would always write down a list every year of players we thought would be coaches soon. Derek Fisher was my biggest one. I said Derek Fisher will be a coach very soon. He turned into one, and pretty much any catcher you can say.
Yeah.
And well, like Yadier Molina, he's definitely gonna be the manager of the Cardinals one day. There's no doubt about that. I would think so.
My only thing is, I think he's got neck tattoos. Wouldn't it be something that would stop me?
Cardinals fans will die for Yadier Molina.
I hope so, because I think we've evolved in 2021 where tattoos are very much accepted.
They pretend that he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a very good player, Brandon.
He's a very good catcher. Very good.
But he's a very good
catcher.
His career average has got to be close to 300.
I don't think so.
280?
Maybe 280, but what home runs? We're talking about 115? I mean, not.
Well, catchers don't hit home runs like that.
Hall of Fame catchers.
Well, no, I don't. Baseball is the toughest Hall of Fame to get into. It's I think he's going to be a career ballot guy.
Yeah, he'll be a ballot
I think he'll have a
guy.
long stint on the ballot.
So somebody says Chris Paul will be a coach very soon. Yeah, I agree with that as well. I just can't hear a thing with the headphones. I might have to just get rid of them.
Molina's batting average is 296.
296,
Career?
close.
I told you I was close.
Career?
Yes.
Wow.
He had some years he hit like 330.
I apologize. You were right.
No, sorry, 281. This year's 296. Sorry.
Shit.
But still, that's close.
Well, I said 280
Your
after.
backup was 280, yeah.
But still, strong batting average for a long
How many
career.
home runs he got?
165.
I'm going to think about 165.
That's less than I thought. What?
I don't think he's mic'd up at all. Is he?
You said 165?
Yeah.
Did you hear me? No, you heard me say that.
Correct.
He
Yeah,
is.
you said it. And then I said it,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So Jeff D. Lowe has joined. By the way, Walk the Line was great. Thank you for noticing. Walk the Line, we noticed our producer has a girl that he fucked, and that girl slid into Dana's DMs to fuck Dana. So
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
If you want to know about Dana's DMs and the producer she fucked, and then we had Jack text the girl he fucked and say, "Hey, will you fuck Dana?" And she's like, "Done deal." So
Beautiful.
Girl's scandalous, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
congratulations to her. Well, not to her because they're both terrible men. Congratulations to them. All right, so Jeff D. Lowe is here tonight. Well, let's start with last night. The dozen trivia every single night. I can always tell how the dozen has been accepted by when I get in and I look at Jeff. And this morning, Jeff's always the first one here, except for when I am. And Jeff, I walked in today and his shoulders were They were
Trista
slumped.
was the first one here today.
No,
She made a point to. She called some.
I'm not sure is she full time?
She said, "White Sox Dave says I hadn't seen you in a while." I overheard this conversation. It was very funny. It said, "I haven't seen you in a while. Have you been here?" She said, "Yeah, the haters. It's like the haters are getting too much. Like I was here at 8 a.m."
Yeah, but
I needed you there for that.
She's not here now.
That trifecta of a conversation. She may be recording this league.
She tapes.
Yeah.
They tape Monday and Thursday early morning.
Well, there you go.
You being there would have made that a very fun conversation. Unfortunately, you were walking on the other side of the office at that point.
Since I started working out every day at 5:30.
Damn. 5:30.
Thank you, Mets.
Vincey's like,
Well, I
fuck
mean, I know.
that.
I'm getting in there at like 9:15 thinking I'm
Well, if
doing
I don't do
something.
it at 5:30, I won't do it. And in fairness, accountability, the last 2 mornings, I've texted my trainer and said, I'm not coming today. And the last 2 mornings, he has scared me into getting up and coming. He has said, get your fucking ass up and get here. So I gave him good excuses, too. Yesterday was a great excuse, and he just saw right through it. Today, not so much an excuse. I just said, I'll be back Monday. He said, no, you won't. Get the fuck up. And so I went and trained.
That's what they're supposed to do, though.
That's the accountability's everything.
That's what they
He's a
do.
good trainer.
Yeah.
You're bad. I mean, he's a bad trainer if he's like, all right, see ya.
Right. So last night was the Chicago guys against Team Smokin.
Correct.
I
6
believe the
versus
6 and 11.
Winner. Well, we're treating it like sporting events.
It was
Smockin's
Smokin wins. It was a high scoring match, but the Chicago guys have a loyal fan base of chirpers.
Yes.
They're like the
hate
meta
me.
fans of successful people.
They hate me when they win. People think that I try to like rig it against them.
Yeah, they do all the time. And last night, so what people hated was they think you rigged it for Smockin. You gave Smockin movies, which I believe movies is a category on every single show.
And Chicago won it 1-0. And I gave them a far easier movie.
You also
in
gave them
hindsight.
You gave both teams geography, which I don't know that Chicago's bad at geography.
That was Dave literally admitted it on Instagram Live. That was his old job. Like he knows locations.
And you didn't give him baseball, which I've never seen White Sox Dave actually get a baseball question. He's much like Carrabis.
He sat on Instagram Live this morning and missed just layup after layup baseball questions. So and that team agreed via text. I said I will give you college football because I know Titus, Donnie, and Kendrick don't know college football. They will stink at it. I was essentially saying,
and those college football questions
they didn't know
were very easy.
Yeah,
and I said, hey,
miracle.
is college? Oh, those college football questions were so easy.
Yeah.
One was a fucking Big Ten, which is fine. That was the point. I write these matches so they're even. And so we have high scoring. So we come down to the last 2 or 3 rounds, and it's close. And I said, hey, I'll give you college basketball if you guys agree to it. Carl and Chief were like, yeah, great. Like, one of them, I think Chief even said, like, I actually think we're decent at pre-2000s college basketball.
Yeah.
That was one of Smockin's quote-unquote niche categories. Just because you don't use your niche doesn't mean it won't show up. Like, your match tonight, I believe, has college football, even though that isn't your niche, because Tommy, Smitty, and Glennie know college football.
Right.
And they said, yeah, college. I said, okay, cool, so that's fair. If I'd given them baseball instead of sports logo history, that was a more significantly balanced set of categories. To Chicago, you can disagree. You're wrong if you disagree.
Well, here's one of the comments is, Jeff, that's not the point. Even if Chicago swept movies, they probably aren't missing baseball. They miss baseball
They're
every time
not
they play.
that good at baseball.
They're
That's
not good
crazy.
at baseball.
I literally have the stats in front of me. They're not.
Yeah.
That match was built for them. You could argue to win. They had that college football category was such a fucking layup, and they agreed to it. Dave didn't reply to the text. That's first of all, Dave was trolling on Twitter because they were fine with the match after the fucking match.
Yeah. But they're out. Chicago's
Don't
out.
lose the bonus round. The guy who won the bonus round hasn't flown. I don't think Kendrick's been on a plane.
But
in
I would
4
say
years.
Chicago's one of the 4 or 5 staple teams of the dozen. Yes.
They're
2 or 3.
they're a charter member.
Yeah.
They're a very important team. They get a shitload of views. I love their fan base. They had an energy better than any other team. Why would I want them out of the tournament? That's a crazy fucking whatever. If you think I should add baseball, that's fine. The movie TV argument is lunacy. What do you think? White Sox Dave, Carl, and Chief don't on a fucking TV?
Right. Yeah. Well,
That's crazy.
I can see White Sox.
Carl's been on our podcast. Like they watch a shitload of movies. So that argument was crazy. Whatever the baseball thing, you can chalk it up how it is. If I would have replaced college football with baseball, there's a better chance Smockin would have got a point as opposed to not getting any.
Well, again, they swept college football because they were very easy.
Yeah.
People is after every match. People are after you.
Yeah.
On that
Chicago's the worst one. Chicago fans I love because that's what I want with a dozen. Like I'm fine to be the Goodell. I promise if you do a live match, I won't do the fucking corny, like, bring it on, the booth. That's so lame.
Yeah.
Goodell, you're not in on the fucking booth. Get out of here.
Okay.
I know he listens. He texted you. He told you he listens.
Goodell, yeah.
Yeah. But, so, like, I love the Chicago fans because, like, that's the passion. Like, I want every team to, like, really
have a fan base.
Love their. And again, I was like, whatever, call this a slight against Team Smokin. I was pretty bummed Chicago got eliminated.
Yeah.
I was pretty bummed out. Because we didn't get to see Yak for Chicago, but look, both teams went 8-4 on their own questions. They lost the bonus round. They had an awful attempt on Celebrity Mashup. Terrible. Dave Grohl was an awful guest.
Yeah, I didn't watch that part of it. I ended up watching
Jared Leto and David Spade.
Jared Leto and Dave Grohl got mixed up for each other?
Yes.
Wow, that's something. I did.
Also, I want to be clear. Like, they're fine with it. Like, Carl made a joke at the end.
fine.
People were like, Carl complained. Carl didn't complain.
Yeah, they're fine.
People
I love
blow
those guys,
everything
yeah.
up at Barstool.
But you know what? Whatever. I'm over it. Everyone knows that I engage with the fans. That's how I get engagement. So whatever.
Congratulations to you, because tonight you have, for the first time, you have an actual contender on the show. You have people that put asses in the seats. You have the original, the backbone of the dozen. You have the experts on the show. It's our show. You have the experts tonight. I know you saved it Thursday night, prime time. You saved the best for last this week. Bam, tonight, the dozen, the experts against Uptown Balls. So watch that, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, everywhere you watch Barstool stuff.
It's a good match.
It's a good match.
I don't have a problem saying good match. Like,
yeah.
I know people are like, oh, well, now we know it's going to go.
Well,
no, it's a good match.
Since this show has grown to what it is, there's very few bad matches.
There are.
Because the teams are evenly balanced.
But it happens now and then. Like, I minus the fucking UConn thing the other day, which I won't even go into the backstory on that. But we go through with it's a fine tooth comb. Like the whole point is it's actually illegal. If this was like a real game show for money, this is illegal what I do. Like I stack the matches.
Yeah.
So it's closer. Like if we get to round 10 and it's close, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's always my goal.
Well, do you usually stack them against me? I feel like you do.
People often think I'm fucking over Chicago and fucking over Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
I will say people do think I screw that up.
You are mean to me more than you're
Whatever.
mean to
The whole
anybody
point
else.
of this show, and like I got some guff from Dave the other day on Dave Portnoy's show, which I think there's like another hour of that dropping today.
What?
Tease.
Why?
Because Wallow and Gilly were so electric for an hour and a half, and then Dave and Eddie are like, "Well, we still have to do the rest of the pod." So like I got shit like they're like, "Oh, the headlines and the fucking sparkler and all that bullshit that at the bar last week." I care about the show.
Yeah.
And that comes down to the teams, and I'm very thankful for Chicago, for you guys, whether you win or lose tonight, Uptown Balls, whether they win or lose tonight. It's just cool. It's cool to see teams care.
Couple questions. One guy says, a spoiler alert would have been appreciated. Anybody that whines and bitches about spoilers, you're the worst person on the internet. Quit being big fat bitches. Like,
nah, you had,
spoiling it at this point would be less annoying than the people trying to find a spoiler in every sentence of every tweet.
And also, the show is at 11:55 Eastern. Even the people that don't watch in prime time and watch it in the morning still, because that's how
you're like
you still have the morning before we talk about it.
Yeah, if you care that I'm sorry, that's just one of those things.
Somebody says, when is Nightmare playing? I believe they're playing Monday night.
Nightmare's Monday. Monday's the last first round game. I know that one is going to have a lot of hype to it because even people who hate Nightmare are like, I just want to see them in person.
They want to see how it is.
Nightmare versus Misfits. Misfits has never lost. Granted, it's only 2-0, but still, like 2-0 is still like a hard thing to achieve on this show. It's hard to even win 2 games in a row. So yeah, next week there's some heavyweights next week.
So a lot of sports to talk about. Before we do that, though, I must talk about underwear because you know me and you, Jeff, when in our private time we talk about underwear a lot.
By the way, when are we doing our Madden thing?
I don't know. Whenever, in a couple of weeks he'll be out, so maybe we'll do it then.
Okay.
We're doing our our PS2 all Madden team.
Yeah.
Our all PS2 Madden team.
I'd GameCube too.
Okay, well, yeah, but PS2 era, right? Like early 2000s. Strong candidate.
GameCube is the wave.
Does it? GameCube was awesome. Had the great intro.
I never played a GameCube in my life.
On the GameCube, there's only one right number 1 overall pick.
What is it?
Should I spoil it? Can I just say?
Yeah, say it. Yeah.
I think Mike Vick.
Well, I mean,
when he was
PS2
on the cover,
as well. Yeah, 2004.
When he was on the cover, I mean, you could literally you would run an end around with him when he was under center.
Yeah.
And he just ran to the outside, he would just score.
Well, people back then would put the competitive Madden games would put Mike Vick at D end. And
He was the fastest moving alive.
Pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's such a game break.
He was literally Usain Bolt under center.
yeah, he was incredible. But yeah, he's the number one pick regardless of mid or PS2 era Madden players. I would say.
I used to go in and edit Tim Couch to be a 99 and Kelly Holcomb to be a 99 overall.
But there's something to be said for the lesser tier Madden players back then. Like I said, Trung Candidate was like 98 speed. I believe Oz Zahir Hakim for the Rams was 98 speed. It was all about speed in that game.
It was.
It really isn't that way anymore.
No.
It's a lot. Everything's kind of milquetoast. Everything's kind of the same. But back then, speed killed, and NCAA as well, which we could probably do that.
Could probably do that. That game. I was renamed Brady. So I used to.
You had your own little rules with these games, didn't you?
Yeah, but if you download the NCAA 14 rosters right now, they're my rosters. Like that's like the number one roster to download. Like,
Really?
Yeah, it's Jeff D. Lowe.
Really?
Yeah.
That is incredible.
It's random, but yeah. But back in
Can
when
you still download rosters? I thought they
Yeah.
had taken that down.
no, you can because when Big Cat started playing over the summer, people were like, "Wait, are these your rosters?"
I remember.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the day? I don't know if it was the same on GameCube, but we would have a guy. His name was Mario. He's a friend of mine. Goes all the way back, and I would drive like 30 minutes to go to Mario's house because he would have the rosters on a memory card, and he would save it to your memory card. So I'd always take my memory card the night after it came out, and he would already have the rosters. The memory card roster guy, a sneaky. I don't know what that guy's. What's the equivalent of what that guy's doing now? But it was the memory card guy, and then it was the DirecTV burner card guy. Remember that guy?
yeah.
They'll give you a burner so you can have every channel. You can watch all that.
Wow.
That's a throwback.
Memory
right
card,
there.
yeah, and then I started uploading. They let you upload the roster names. And
Yeah.
Did you ever auto-generate names, or did you try to rename the player before you got the memory card? Did you just-
I would always try to rename players, and I would get about 4 teams in, and I said, this is too much. But I would always – I remember back then I would go to the library, and I'd print off the Washington State roster. I'd print off the Kentucky roster. I'd print them off, and I have stacks and stacks of rosters, and I would just
Jason Gesser, Washington State.
I would try to knock out a conference at a time. And I never really got – like I would play in a bowl game, and I'd be playing against halfback 32 and all that shit.
My game renamed Brady Quinn to name Richard Aqua. So whenever I played Madden, whenever like Quinn
Dickwater?
got drafted, yeah, Dickwater. He was never Brady Quinn to me. He was Richard Aqua.
Richard Aqua.
Yeah.
That also opens up the door of the fake name players that were actually on the games, like Jim Dowd.
Jim
Or
Dowd,
John
yeah.
Dowd or Jim Dowd?
John
Dowd. Yeah, John Dowd for the.
Also, and then I'm going to leave and stop hijacking your show, even though you did ask me.
No,
to
you're
come
going
in
to be here for. I want you to talk about the NFL stuff.
Okay. Do you remember NCAA when Desmond Howard was on the cover, 06?
Yeah.
You did the Road to the Heisman or whatever, and there was a picture of your girlfriend on your bulletin board, and she got hotter depending on how good you were.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that at all.
Whatever
So if you
year.
if you suck, she just looked like
So
me.
if you sucked, she was gross. Yeah, it was really fucked up, but that's a classic 06 thing that could never happen. Yeah, she got hotter the better you were. Anyway,
All right.
ad read.
This guy wants me to not talk about the trivia match that occurred the night before. I'm usually able to watch it when it originally aired, but I never spoil it in the comments. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
I didn't
It
say
came
that.
out last night at 7. If you
Thanks
didn't
for
watch
watching
it,
it. Thanks for-
don't watch content. Shut the fuck up.
Thanks for your support. Brandon told you to shut up, though.
And you winked at me when I did. Hi, friends. MeUndies believes that comfort is about more than what's touching your skin. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. That's why MeUndies not only uses sustainable, breathable, soft as heck fabric, but they also give you endless styles to choose from. It's total comfort inside and out. They offer classic colors to ridiculous prints, so you can fully express yourself in your own unique way. MeUndies are available in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. What's up?
I'm just hoping to not have to buy any 4XL underwear anymore.
Never leave your couch again with a MeUndies membership, a monthly subscription that sends new pairs right to your door. Each month you'll choose new undies, socks, or bralette and pick the style, color, or print that feels the most to you. Enjoy discounted pricing, free shipping, and exclusive early access to new launches. Love your butt and get the membership. To get your 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/picks. That's MeUndies.com/picks. All right. So we got a lot of sports, a lot of gambling. NHL playoffs starting Saturday. I think I'll have some futures tomorrow.
Big night.
I'll study for. I'll come up with
Tonight's
something.
massive night. I mean,
Yeah.
the West with Vegas and Colorado is like that's the biggest thing that's gonna happen this season.
Have we ever
NHL
discussed how you became a
tonight.
Golden
I had
Knights
no
fan?
team. I grew up in Connecticut. Whalers moved when I was 6. My dad's from Cleveland, so I had no team from Cleveland. I'm obsessed with Las Vegas, my favorite place in the country.
That's why you love Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 is my favorite movie, and I was there when they announced the team, and I kind of jokingly decided to become a fan. And then for their inaugural season, I lived in California after I quit my job at GMA. I lived in California with my family after they moved to LA, and I just would watch all their games late at night, and I was like, oh, I'm actually a fan. So now I watch tougher because they're on the East Coast. So it's a lot of late nights. But tonight, if Colorado gets full 2 points, they're the best team in the NHL, tied with Vegas, best team in the NHL, and then Vegas to play fucking Minnesota in the first round as opposed to the Blues. So
Ocean's 11 is such a great favorite movie.
Amazing movie.
It's probably my actual top 5, but I would never say it's in my top 5. But I watch it all the time.
You can do one impression from that movie.
Is it Don Cheadle doing British?
No.
What is it?
Tess. It's when she walks out of the elevator.
Yeah.
I've done that on this show before.
My question about that movie is this. Was Don Cheadle an American being a British guy as a con, or was he British? Because remember when they stick the bomb and Rusty's walking him off, and he's like, oh, they didn't expect that shit. He talked an American accent, right?
Nah, it was a British accent.
You think that was British?
Yeah, that's could be though.
I think he was American, but his con was that he was British. But I've never had that explained to me. I figured you could do it.
The movie will never get a proper reboot, unfortunately.
What do you think about that, Big Al? You a big Ocean's 11 guy?
I watched it for the first time in the last maybe 2 months, and I loved it.
Where's Papa Shot Guy? He'll be here tomorrow. That's what Friday means. He will be here tomorrow, and a lot of the comments are just really upset that I don't think Yadier Molina is a Hall of Famer. He's just not. I'm sorry. If he didn't play for the Cardinals,
I think he's close.
He might be close.
I think he's close.
The longevity's impressive.
Cardinals act like he's a slam dunk Hall of Famer. He shouldn't be a slam. There's a
two rings or one. Was he there when they beat the Tigers?
Sure.
I think two.
Yeah, 2006 and 2011,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, beat the Rangers too.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Like, he has a Hall of Fame skill, which is
I think he'd be a Hall
defending.
of Famer in football if the NFL had the same Hall of Fame credentials.
A little less of a bar.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Baseball is the hardest by far. I think if it was
ridiculous.
I think in the NFL, if it was an equivalent, I think he'd make the Hall of Fame. I think baseball,
or Basketball Hall of Fame is way too easy.
I mean, basketball, you just have to need a great college career.
Just walk on
It's just the basketball Hall of
court.
Fame, not the NFL or NBA Hall of Fame.
So the NFL schedule release was yesterday. Oh, by the way, before we get to the NFL schedule release, the Knicks.
They clinched the playoffs.
The Knicks are officially
going to the playoffs.
They are going to the playoffs.
When's the last time they made it?
I think 2013.
13.
Wow, that long, 8 years.
Yeah,
congrats.
8 years.
Huge. Clem wrote in the blog. I thought he said it perfectly. He wrote a great blog about it. Do I wish it was a win against the Knicks or the Lakers to clinch? Yes. Do I wish it was at the Garden? Yes. Will I take that it was just a Celtics loss? Absolutely.
Yeah, of course you would.
Absolutely.
Well done by the Cavs to hurt their lottery odds.
Yep.
That's sick.
It's right now.
But see, with the lottery now, it almost doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but the odds are so weird. It's
you
just
have
so
no
wacky
credibility.
now.
He's batting 300 this year. You joke. Oh, yay. He's hitting 296. Put him in the Hall of Fame. You whiny ass
But I would say that's phenomenal considering the guy's 60 years old.
He's batting 296 through 1/4 of the season. Not even 1/4. We're probably 1/4.
I think. By the way, the NBA and I'm not like the NBA ratings stink. Like I'm not like I like the NBA. I hold true. The only arena in pro sports or stadium or anything where the team I think needs to be good to help out the league is the Garden. I think the Garden being electric with good teams would do nothing but help the NBA. And I really don't like saying that about. You hear that all the time about teams like, this team needs to be good. I don't agree on literally any pro sports team minus the Knicks. And fuck the Knicks because they started the LeBron bullshit back in 2009. So, I have a lot of ill will. But I'm happy for them. And the Garden being electric with a good team, again, it's such a positive.
I'm not really 100% comfortable talking about arenas without cons here because that's his thing. But I agree with you. That 1999 Larry Johnson 4-point play where you have the shot far away of the Garden exploding. The Garden's just different, man. The Garden's just different, and it needs to be a centerpiece of the NBA. So I agree with, and I never say right now. People say, oh well, college football would be better if Florida State was good, or college basketball is better when Duke is good. No,
I never think
it's fine without it. If Kentucky sucks for the rest of the time, college basketball is going to be really good.
I think it's fine. I think the NBA the NBA obviously is doing fine. The ratings are in a weird spot, but I think there's a lot of things going into that. But I do think when the Garden is alive for more than just because a good player walked in.
Yeah.
There's just something different.
No, you're right.
It's can't miss TV.
Like second round playoff games in the Garden this year it'll feel right.
I'm hoping
I
just
hope so.
out in the universe right now. The Knicks are tied with Miami for the 5 seed. So right now the Knicks would be playing the Bucks in the 6-3. You would much prefer to play Atlanta or Miami.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, by the way, and I congratulate him, but the Pelicans are officially out.
Yeah, I mean
The Pelicans are officially,
Zion's good though. Zion is I'm just taking that away from this year. Zion, I mean, I thought he was going to be a superstar, but he was as advertised and then some this year. The rest of the team's pretty dysfunctional.
Here's where the Pelicans are, I believe.
I'm not sure
to
about
say
Van Gundy.
Zion is LeBron, because he's not. LeBron's a once in a generation. He's the second greatest of all time. But when the Cavs drafted LeBron, they had a roster that had guys like Larry Hughes, Darius Miles, Ricky Davis.
Not quite yet with Larry Hughes.
Ricky Davis.
Mo Williams.
Ira Newble.
They had guys that were not good for LeBron's development.
Jeff McGinnis.
That were not. They hindered LeBron what they wanted.
The only
LeBron
good
to come
guy
from.
they had left. Don't forget
Antoine Jameson.
Carlos Boozer lied to a blind man. Don't forget that.
But the Pelicans are in that spot where they have the franchise player. They got to figure out what they're going to put around him, because right now they got just a mishmash of guys around him that's not making a whole lot of sense.
But but at least you fucking had, because like that's the thing with the Cavs right now. It's like Garland looks really nice, Sexton looks good, but there's rumors the players don't like Colin Sexton, who like Okoro's, but like at least you have the guy to build. Like the Cavs have no fucking idea what they're looking at right now.
The Pels thing, the Lonzo Ball is going to be a restricted free agent. Do you match and pay him $20 million a year?
I don't think you do.
See, I
I
like
think
Lonzo.
the Knicks might pay him. They said the Knicks really
The
like
Knicks,
him.
No,
yeah,
yeah, the
quickly.
I'm just telling you what the word is. The Knicks really like him.
I like Lonzo, and then Brandon
He
Ingram.
played really well this year. He has been really good.
He improved his 3-point shooting a ton.
Brandon Ingram's the one that messes the whole pot up. I
It's
think.
weird. He didn't. It doesn't seem like him. He's a good number 2. I thought he was a perfect number 2 for Zion, but it doesn't feel like it
No,
works.
I don't think Brandon Ingram believes he's a number 2. I believe Brandon Ingram believes he's a number 1.
Well, he's there because he got a 5-year max deal. The Steven Adams thing, and I think he's a great role player. But the problem is Zion never takes jumpers. He's constantly going in the lane. Adams is a nightmare with modern floor spacing. You got to have those stretch 4s and 5s, and especially around Zion when all he does is drive to the goal. You got to have guys out there that can knock down 3s, and so that's something that they need to.
Now these guys are mad because I said LeBron's the second greatest of all time. I mean, that's just fact. He's number 2. The only discussion
okay.
left is he going to pass Michael for number 1?
Yeah.
I don't think that's even a real debate anymore. I don't know who other than Michael Jordan can you put better as a basketball player than LeBron James at this point.
If he won 6 rings, would it change your mind?
I mean, he's
I'm just
definitely
posing the question.
He forces the conversation. If
The,
he wins 6
the
rings.
longevity thing on LeBron too. I mean, he's been doing it.
I'm not here to say that LeBron's the best of all time, but I think what happens is with the Jordan thing and LeBron, like they give LeBron the L's in the finals.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they're giving Jordan like extra credit for not even getting there.
That's always my thing. It's
like it's
always
like he gets
held
credit
against him.
for like he gets held against him for like going there and losing.
Getting
as opposed
shitty
to,
teams there
Jordan
as well.
missed those years.
Like Jordan, they had years
Jordan
that
missed
they
2.5
couldn't
years
even
in
make the
his
second
prime.
round
But I
or
don't
third
think the
round.
debate is about LeBron and Jordan. I just think these guys are mad because I got LeBron at number 2. Like he's passed everybody other than Jordan. I don't. Think,
They think he should be lower. in the
right?
chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, they're not saying he should
No,
be number
the
1.
finals loss being used against him has always been the thing
11.
that blows me away.
Yeah. Well, 2011 is the one finals where he lost that I
Yes.
thought they should have won.
Yes.
He
Oh,
didn't have a great
absolutely.
performance there.
He was
but
terrible.
That's one out of what? He's been to 10 now or 11?
And he's dragged some. I mean, the 2007 Cavs.
One of
he's
the worst
dragged some
teams.
Cavs.
What
Sasha
is he, 4 and 6?
Pavlovich. The Cavs team that they blew up in the middle of the season
Yeah.
with Larry Nance and Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
That team swept the Raptors. That was like one of the funniest fucking things when they swept the Raptors.
I mean, even those early Cavs when he was young, like the one when they got swept by the Spurs, like that team had no business being
That
there.
starting lineup.
They're
is-
the worst team in the NBA. if
Go
he's not
watch.
on the
Go
team.
watch that NBA Finals intro. Like watch them introduce the Spurs, and then they're like Sasha Pavlovich.
Right.
The Cavs are like, no.
I'm saying that team, which
No.
was the worst team in the NBA. If you take LeBron off that roster, they were a finals team. With
Bobby
him.
Gibson.
Special. That's
All
a
right.
special guy.
So, fellas, the sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and your wardrobe. Your fits need to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so you look as good as you feel. For that, there's Cuts Clothing. Cuts shirts, polos, hoodies, and crew sweatshirts are made for the man who works hard, plays hard, and never settles for less, all in the sport of business. They're built for performance in the boardroom, the bar, or the gym. Cuts Clothing keeps you sharp wherever the game takes you. Take a plain tee, but make it Tony Stark. The bleeding edge of fabric technology meets the man confident enough to wear it. I didn't write it.
It's a big comment, but it is true. When people open up the Cuts box here, it's like Christmas.
It is. It's
forgot
fantastic.
to
Each
send
piece
my
of
order
clothing designed with custom engineered fabric, expertly graded for the perfect fit, arming you for every challenge and opportunity. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/picks. That's cutsclothing.com/picks for the 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. There goes Chicago, but I don't think they can stop. There's old Ed. There's Chief. NFL schedule release. I don't know if you guys want to talk about your schedules. There's a couple things, but I do
have a couple.
I do have to
on
go
New
eat my
Orleans.
lunch, so I'm just going to drop my one comment and leave. I'm sorry. It's like sitting on the counter, and it's salad. It wilts when it just sits there.
I haven't said anything.
Oh, okay. You gave me the Brandon. I know you very well. It's weird how well we know each other. I don't know why we're coworkers. We do a show together, but you gave me the look that typically is you disappointed in me. What's that? Why are you giving me that look?
I'm not.
Okay.
Go eat your fucking salad.
The 18 week thing
Go
made
get
the
your
schedule.
fucking shine box.
The 18-week thing made the schedules very fucking weird.
Yeah.
They're looking at the January 9th game.
The Browns go Ravens by Ravens. The Ravens go Browns, Steelers. It's a weird. There's so many. Like, you have a couple teams, and don't the Dolphins? What's their bye? Like week 6?
I think it is.
And then they have
got
to
a
go to
couple weird
London.
weeks. They got London.
I
yeah.
don't know why they didn't give a second bye. Like, I mean,
I'm not complaining about more football, but it was one of those things where the players' reaction was so like strong. You're like, maybe they have a point, and then you see the schedule like it's a little wacky.
Yeah, it is. I think some of the big ones. Obviously, week 1 is loaded. It looks really, really good. I like a lot of the matchups there. You got Brady returning to New England in week 4. That's one of the ones everybody circle. You can go eat your salad.
Okay.
You can go eat your salad.
I always like being on the show.
Well,
Okay.
just act like it next time. I'm just kidding. You go eat your salad. That's the dozen tonight, 7 p.m. Got the dozen champions on it tonight, the experts. And that's not a spoiler. I just consider us the champions whatever happens. Whatever happens. We're the backbone of the show. It's our show. So what do you want to say about the schedule?
I just want to say that this Halloween situation in New Orleans, 3:25 on Sunday, October 31st, Tom Brady in the Superdome. And New Orleans Halloween's like the biggest thing ever. So
Is it really?
Yeah, the Voodoo Fest. I mean, it's just they call it Nolaween. That looks wild. Saints have 5 primetime games too. So
Really?
even no Drew Brees, I guess
It's kind of
the Saints,
pretty shocking.
with the no Brees. Yeah,
I looked at the Saints today and I'm thinking, I love everything about the team. I just don't know what I'm going to get out of the quarterback.
I'm talking myself into it.
Are you?
Yeah, but I also think Brees is.
I think there's a wide gap though. I think he could be really good. Like there's certain quarterbacks you put them in a situation, the best you're hoping for is average or maybe slightly above average. I think Jameis, in the right situation, if you get the best out of him, could be a really good NFL.
I mean, could he go Ryan Tannehill? Maybe
He has a lot of Eli Manning in him.
How so?
The
like that.
interceptions.
He had just the high ceiling, but also like can have a low floor at times. He can make some big throws that make you say wow. He can make some bad throws that make you say what the fuck is he thinking?
He makes some of the worst throws in football.
Yes, which Eli stressed me. I've seen him make some pretty bad throws, but I've seen him make some of the best throws in the history of the NFL.
Oh, he's say iconic throws in 2 Super Bowls.
But I don't know if I've said this in the show before. Prior to me attending Ohio State, growing up, I was a Florida State fan because my grandfather was a huge Bobby Bowden guy. And so when Jameis was there, that was before I went to Ohio State.
Yeah, 2013.
I was on record. I'll say this, and this is big of me to admit this, how bad of a take this was.
Yeah.
I was on record coming into the draft that Jameis Winston would win multiple Super Bowls.
Really?
And this is his opportunity to maybe make that happen.
I don't think that's a.
This is before
he obviously hasn't done it yet.
NFL.
I don't hate the take. It's a bold take.
This is before he took a snap in the NFL. I was saying I'm riding with Jason. This is my guy. This is who I think this guy's going to be a special NFL quarterback. That didn't happen his first stint. Maybe this is what he needed. Maybe he needed a little time to develop.
Yeah.
Figure some things out.
He's in the right organization with Sean Payton.
I think he's in a good spot, a good situation.
Yeah. Plus he had a year. I mean, he played some, but he had a year with relatively little stress. And he's been there a year. He didn't have to become a starter from week 1.
No, and he loves Brady. He loves Brady. He's done all the right things because they're stuff from his past. He had a little bit of reputation. Man, he's done everything right in New Orleans. He's tried to learn as much from Breeze, Sean Payton. He's lost too much weight. He got married. I think he's kind of grown up a little bit. I'm pumped about it.
Is he firmly QB1? Like he is like
I think so.
I think my read on the situation is they took Ian Book 4th round. I think they've realized Taysom's not a QB, and they're going to need Taysom because they lost all off the salary cap. They need Taysom playing other spots on quarterback on that offense, and you know Jared Cook's. So I think Jameis 1, Book 2, and Taysom's in the slash roll.
But then of course, God forbid, he goes down or something. Taysom's got to be starting.
Yeah,
I would think so.
And I think Book will be a good backup.
So Book will be the backup with Taysom really the backup, but Book is the backup. So it'll be interesting. Saints always have that interesting little wrinkle to their quarterback situation.
Breeze being out there 8-1 without him the last 2 years. I'm as big a Drew Brees fan as there is, but he was extremely limited the last couple of years. If James, the whole thing is, can he just the turnover thing? If he can take
in the playoff game,
they
wanted to throw it deep.
If Jameis can take decent care of the football, they're going to be good. They got a great O line, great D line. This roster's loaded. So,
what about you? Anything with the Giants that sticks out to you?
Tough schedule.
Yeah,
tough. I think we got.
I don't know. You play 6 games against the NFC East, the worst division in football.
The most competitive division.
The worst division, yes. It's competitive because all the teams stink.
But this also the teams are making some leaps this year. I think if you look at these think you're getting a healthy Dak Prescott back.
I do think the Cowboys will be a lot better. I think the Giants will be a lot better.
The Giants should be a lot better. The football team also the defense is phenomenal.
The only problem
they have some weapons now. Like if Hanke or Heineke or one of them, Fitzpatrick can just
Fitzy's going to be fun. I think
they're a solid team.
The only problem is with that division is there's 3 teams hoping they have a quarterback. There's only one proven quarterback. That's Dak Prescott with the Cowboys. Heineke is certainly not proven.
No, of course.
Jalen Hurts is not proven at all.
Fitzy's got to be the guy in Washington.
And
he just looks really. I think
the guy who's 48.
I mean, they gave him
the guy.
I thought Heineke looked good enough that playoff game where I would make the QB job a legit competition.
And then Hurts. I mean, Hurts and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
So Daniel Jones, I believe he has shown signs, but signs are not enough anymore. It's now nut cutting time. The nuts are on the table. He's either got to be it this year or he's not it.
Because I'm pretty sure we play the AFC West.
And you've improved his weapons.
We do. No, this is the year about Daniel Jones. This is the year of Daniel Jones. I just think with the team that has been put around him right now, the defense, the weapons, the offensive line is better. This is just the year of Daniel Jones. If he's good, we're going to find out this year. If he's bad, we're going to find out this year.
So we do on the Barstool Sportsbook app, and it's never, ever too early to look at NFL lines.
Or college football.
It is
week one.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is never too early to look at college football. Or football lines. We have the NFL lines courtesy of the Barstool Sportsbook app this morning, and we're just going to go through week 1. And I'm going to tell you, I have 4 that I fucking love, and one is the very first game. It is the Thursday night game. That is great primetime matchups in week 1. The Thursday night game, Cowboys plus 6.5 against the Bucks. I love the Cowboys. I can see this being a very close game. See the Cowboys winning it. Their offense was clicking at maximum last year when Dak went down. He was having his best year. Their receivers are great. Their weapons are pretty good. If their defense is anything, and
it was bad last year.
The Bucks were slow starters this year. The Bucks, now it was the first year with Brady, so you naturally believe they'll be better earlier. But I think the Bucks coming off the Super Bowl, I think the Cowboys plus 6.5 is a great look right there.
I think so too. I mean, it's just. I'd like to know the numbers and how Brady does after a Super Bowl win. I don't even care about that it was Patriots.
Just week 1 or
week 1.
Well, usually the Super Bowl winner usually wins that Thursday. I mean, it doesn't happen every time anymore. I remember the Chiefs came in and blasted them. I remember the Chiefs smoked them that 1 year to end it.
That was the Kareem Hunt game.
I don't know, guys. I got to see more from the Cowboys defense to be.
That's the concern. I think they can do the right things. They can run the ball, take the ball out of Brady's hands. That defense is bad, really bad.
Yeah, really fucking bad.
And Brady against a bad defense, they can score a lot of points. Give me the over. Fuck it.
It's 52, but that's not high.
I fucking love the New York Giants home dog to the Denver Broncos.
No, I think it's in Denver, isn't it?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive.
It's in New York. It's in New York.
They're home dogs to the Broncos. The fucking Broncos. Like the Broncos. You're home dogs to Drew Lock in game 1. Now, unless it's Aaron Rodgers.
Probably Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater, whoever. Teddy Bridgewater, fine. You're home dogs to Teddy. You're home dogs to a bad quarterback in a make or break year for your quarterback in the second year of a good coach or what looks to be a good coach. They added so many weapons. I love the Giants as a home dog.
That was almost an oversight by me just seeing the line and just assuming it was in Denver.
No.
I think that's what happened in my brain.
No,
When I saw that it was like a pick 'em game,
Broncos
like
at
plus
Giants
one.
-1.5.
Man, that almost.
Sucker bet? You
I
think
let
it's-
lines scare me too much.
Yeah. You're getting scared of a line that's 4 months away.
When it comes to NFL, I overthink.
NFL,
NFL, I always overthink. I always think the line is telling me something.
Seahawks are +2.5 on the road at the Colts to start the season.
Colts thing, if Wentz is good, they could be really good though.
But
that's a big if. But they got
You're
everything
telling
else.
me if
though.
Wentz is good, don't bet against him. Well, spoiler alert. Everybody's talking about spoilers. Wentz ain't gonna be good. Wentz isn't good.
I think he could be better than Rivers.
I think he is. I'm buying back in on him. I'd buy
You're buying
Wentz
back on
stock
Carson Wentz?
I'd buy Wentz stock right now.
I just believe in Frank. I'm not
So
totally
bad.
sure.
I just think, but he's been bad in just bad offensive line, hurt offensive line, no weapon,
no real weapons
zero, like
thing.
zero weapons, zero.
I don't
I'm
know,
willing to
man.
give him a second chance with Frank Reich again, with some good weapons, good offense, really good offensive line,
Yeah.
which I think is going to be huge for him. I'd buy the Carson Wentz stock.
One thing I want to mention, if you don't like Wentz, Brandon, I'm taking a look at the Jaguars at +750 to win the AFC South because Tennessee lost a ton on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Texans are going to be the worst team in the NFL. If you think Wentz is going to be bad, the Lawrence Meyer could win 9 games and maybe win that division. That's just good odds.
I like the odds. I like the bet. I like your thinking. I don't think the Titans will sink far enough to let that happen.
yeah.
I think the
defense.
Titans.
Well, the thing is, they struggled on D. They lost a lot, but those guys weren't good. You know,
Right.
they underachieved.
So I think I think I can trust, and they're just a steady kind of organization right there where they are in that
Vrabel's
playoff
good.
mix.
Yeah, Vrabel's
so
good.
I kind of believe in the Titans too much. I don't believe in the Colts. I definitely the Texans are going to be god awful.
Horrible.
You're right about that.
Horrible.
And here's one that I don't think anybody will agree with, but if you're telling me the Lions are not a good team, but they're at home and they're facing a San Francisco team that will either be starting a bad quarterback or a rookie quarterback in week 1. It's either going to be a bad quarterback or a rookie quarterback.
I would say highly likely Garoppolo.
San Francisco is better pretty much everywhere on the field, but they're giving up 7.5 to the Lions. The Lions, while bad, they're not, Jags bad. They're not number 1 pick bad. They're like mediocre bad.
Well, I have questions. I think Goff is a lot worse than Stafford, like a lot worse
For sure.
I think
7.5
that's a massive downgrade.
7.5 though. I just
No,
feel
it's
like
a lot of points.
Niners is 7. Niners with no quarterback as a 7.5 point favorite on the road. That's just dangerous.
But they can just run the shit out of the ball.
Yeah.
Like Garoppolo
They had
doesn't need
so
to do
many
much.
injuries last year too.
Like
The
they
whole team.
have such a good offensive line. They got a bunch of backs. They grabbed my guy Trey Sermon, but I mean they already have Mostert's there. They have guys. They can run these.
I like the receiver. Ayuk and Debo are.
Love
I
Ayuk.
mean, they got some dudes
Love
out
Ayuk.
there if they can throw it.
Yeah, they're I guess.
But
I know the Niners are a better team.
No, I know what
organization
you're
than
saying.
the Lions.
7.5 on the road. The ton.
I know we're going. I know I'm going backwards a game. I think I'm really talking myself in. I really like the Colts this year.
Do you?
I just think like that team. I mean, they were in the playoffs. They should have beat the Bills.
They should
in
have.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I think Carson Wentz is better than Philip.
They drove the ball.
40-year-old Philip Rivers.
They took a
That's
lot
what
of
I think
time,
too.
but they drove the ball 20-20 all day that day. They had a lot of mistakes. You're right. They pretty much.
Like I think that's a team. Like if things click the right way, they could be like a legit contender in my opinion. I'm saying obviously. I just think Wentz is closer to.
I don't know that I believe that.
I think Wentz is closer to the MVP guy than he is to the guy we saw last year. I believe that. I really do.
I got to comment on week 1 game.
I'm about to
Okay,
go down the list. Go
You
ahead.
You
You say yours first. And then
My
I'll go down the
comment
list.
is this: I believe Aaron Rodgers is not going to be a Green Bay Packer. I just don't think, reading how smart he is, he isn't coming out saying this and going to go back.
I agree.
And the Saints are only 2.5 at home. If Rodgers ain't there, come on.
I believe. I guess I go the other way on that too. I think this is all not a smoke screen because I do think it's real. I think it will all blow over. He is the franchise quarterback of the Packers. I think he will be the starting quarterback for the Packers.
just
I don't
think
feel
he's
near
so
as good about the
petty.
game if he plays.
He's so petty. He
But
doesn't even
they
talk
played
to his
these petty
family.
games for years, Ev. They played these not to this level. This is the biggest one yet. They played these little petty back and forth. The wrong coach. They played this shit for years, and he's always lined up. Won the MVP this year.
But I mean, have you ever seen a guy in his seat just like not talk to the family at all? I'm saying this guy, he's a different breed of like human being.
Patrick Reed and golf.
That he just he doesn't speak to any of his family, anything. Like his cutoff game is strong.
I love the YouTube commenters because they're so fucking dumb. Brandon hates the Bills so much it's hilarious. Have I ever said anything about the Buffalo Bills? Have I ever said a word about the Buffalo
I don't
Bills?
think anything negative.
I don't think what we said. I mean, I just said they should have beat. Which I was.
Josh Allen's one of the top 5 quarterbacks.
I was giving a comment that the Bills were a very good team and that the
Why are
Colts
people
almost
so
beat them.
goddamn dumb?
No, everybody thinks you hate their
You're
team.
hypersensitive.
That's the thing.
You're
No, but I mean,
hypersensitive.
like every fan base thinks you hate their team.
I think, in fact, I was going to give out Bills to win the AFC. That's what I was going to give that out. Not now, you whiny little bitch. All right, going down the list. Chargers -1.5 against Washington football team. Eileen Washington.
The Chargers thing's interesting because Staley could be a good coach. I mean, he was very young, but I thought he did an awesome job for the Rams defensive coordinator. I thought Anthony Lynn was one of the worst 3 or 4 coaches in football. So if Staley is
I
a
would
good,
shorten that list a little bit.
No, I mean, and so if Staley is an upgrade, I mean, I think they've got talent on defense. I like Justin Herbert, their weapon, so they're a team that could be good.
Do you guys listen to him on Part of My Take?
Who's that? The new coach?
Yeah, Staley.
I didn't listen to that one. No.
He impressed me. He just seems very put together, very sharp.
Cardinals +2.5 at the Titans.
Over 51.5 on that one.
You like
I could
that,
see
huh?
that get wild with the weather being good.
yeah.
Tennessee plays overs. Tennessee secondary's weak. I think that game could be wild.
Eagles +3.5 at the Falcons.
I would lean Atlanta, but it was going to be interesting. Arthur Smith, the new Falcons coach, was the Tennessee Titans OC, and I thought he did a phenomenal job with Tannehill and just that offense the last couple of years. So I'm curious to see what that's going to be like in Atlanta.
I mean, obviously, we're talking about this in May.
Yeah.
I take the points right this second.
We might talk about it every day. Every day. From
I'll
here
take the
on out.
points right this second. I'm
Um,
not gonna let myself get suckered into the Falcons
yeah.
like I do, like everyone does every year.
Steelers +6
Fair
at
enough.
Bills. I go back and forth on this one. Steelers +6 at Bills. I think the Steelers will be a decent early season team before Roethlisberger just gives out, or he might just give out from the beginning. So I don't know. This is a no bet for me at the time because the Bills are really fucking good. I think the Steelers will be a tough out in September.
I also
Is this
think
wrong? Is
this
this a
one could
terrible
go to
take?
7 or higher too, because there's a lot of public sentiment after Pittsburgh collapsed to go against them, and the Bills.
Who did Bud Dupree sign with again?
Titans.
That's who. I don't know, man. I feel like their defense even kind of struggled with him gone and some other guys gone. I don't know. I have this weird feeling that this could be not a disaster year for the Steelers, but this could be the year that they kind of say, all right, like, it's over.
I think Najee Harris is going to help them a lot.
I worry about that they didn't address the O-line. Like, I think Najee helps, but it scares me a little bit.
Jets +4.5 at Panthers. The Sam
I like
Darnold
Carolina.
Bowl.
Yeah.
I think Joe Brady's going to get something out of Darnold here.
You think so?
I do. I really do. And then, all of a sudden with DJ Moore, they drafted Terrace Marshall. They got Christian McCaffrey. They got some dudes all of a sudden.
Jags -2 against Texans, which is just gross to think about.
Wow.
But as the Trevor Lawrence debut.
I would take Jacksonville here, and
Yeah,
I never
fuck
lay 2.5 point road favorites because that's my preaching. That's the sucker line. But I think the Urban Meyer train with Lawrence, they might come in here and just beat the shit out of them.
Like, oh, my God.
Who's going to be on Houston?
The Texans are going to be
I mean,
bad.
literally, who's even going to
Really
be out
bad.
there?
I mean, is it impossible? Is it impossible to rule out, or how
What's
should I
the
say
thing?
this?
I know what you're getting to.
Do we know with certainty that Deshaun Watson will not be their starting quarterback? I mean, we know with it feels like 95% yes, but nothing's really moved with this in a while. I don't
think-
know. Like it's easy. It's safe to assume that he's not going to be, but I don't know how you rule everything out at this point.
No, I think it's fair to at least mention it.
Yeah.
It's just so much unknown. Like, it's like I could just say all these things and like you just got to see what happens. I just don't know. I think there's been so many cases that I think it's going to take the more cases that more things come out.
I'll put
the
it like
longer
this.
it'll take.
I'll put it like this. The football part of me is very confident saying that Deshaun Watson will not be the starter for the Texans in week 1 or this year. The gambling part of me is saying, hold up, I'm not betting against that team unless I know for 100%
Yes, no,
Yes.
agreed.
Yeah.
Totally
There's
fair.
the gambling part of me. It's like you almost want to bet on him just in
to
case
see,
that
yes.
he plays. You're essentially just betting on that whole play.
Well, you might, if you were going to go that route, you could take the over 45.5, and then if he actually plays, it'll be like 51.
I mean,
that over's low.
who's going to start for them pending he's not there?
Oh, they added a
They
veteran
drafted
backup.
Davis Mills. but
Yeah,
he
they
can't
drafted
be-
Mill.
No way he's going to
Stanford.
start game 1.
Oh, I should know this. They added a veteran backup.
Was
I
it
don't know who
McCarron?
It's not an impressive. Is it McCarron? It could be McCarron.
McCarron's just signed with someone recently.
I'm looking it up.
The chat will tell me shortly. Of course, they might lie, but we'll move on from that and we'll come back. Niners at Lions, and then Vikings -3.5 against the Bengals. I see no reason to think the Bengals are really going to be that good this early?
Man, Burrow's an underdog though. Do you think he'll be healthy though?
You think over here? You think they're gonna score points?
I mean, it's 48. The Vikings defense cratered last year. They had so many young guys. I mean, the Burrow chase is gonna be something to watch. I think they'll score some points.
Packers plus 2.5 against the Saints.
Yeah, that one was like I was saying. That's
a hold too.
Yeah,
for
if
sure.
Rodgers is gonna be out, you want in on the Saints.
Oh, they signed Tyrod.
Okay,
Taylor.
that's who's going to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, just McCarron got signed by
not
the
great.
Falcons.
I mean,
That sounds awful.
Dolphins plus 2.5 against the Patriots. I'm gonna save you guys some time. Dolphins don't win the early season game against the Patriots. We'll
That's a
lose
low
week 1.
line.
I think we'll go 11-5, 10-6, something like that. Maybe 9-7. We're not beating the Patriots in week 1. I just tell you that. Broncos minus 1.5 against the Giants. Browns plus 5.5 against the Chiefs. Sucks to be a Browns fan. You end your season out there, and now you got to begin a season out there.
Brutal.
Bears plus 7 against the Rams. Now, if you think Goff is a huge downgrade for the Lions, then you naturally think Stafford's a huge upgrade for the Rams.
I do.
Agreed.
I do. And Stafford, you're also catching Stafford after being in a disastrous situation his entire career, and now he's got a chance at the Super Bowl. So you're going to be getting you'll be getting that optimal effort
With him at quarterback, you can just open up like the deep balls, like the deep game
They got
so
weapons
much.
too.
Like, they have a ton of
Yeah, they
guys.
got
Tight
weapons.
ends are good too.
Ton of guys. Actually, now that I'm thinking about Tyrod Taylor, I mean, if he's they're going to be awful.
They're going to be awful. Yeah.
Everywhere he's went recently, they've been bad, and the second they bench him and go to the rookie, they're good.
Yeah, he's just going to
Browns, they were terrible. Put in Baker, they're great. Herbert, they're awful. The second they put him in, he's throwing the ball everywhere.
He's like the on-field version of Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen was a guy that got on a team, and they would immediately find their future quarterback the next year.
Yes.
And now Tyrod Taylor is going to be the guy before the guy every time.
Maybe it's Davis Mills.
Probably good work if you can get it.
Maybe it's just Mills. They're just giving Mills the magic.
Bears plus 7 against the Rams. We talked about it. And Ravens minus 5.5 against the Raiders. I see no reason to commit to that one yet either. But I think the Ravens are a sneaky good pick to win the AFC.
Yes.
I know everything's about Lamar in the playoffs, but they're so good elsewhere. They're such a good organization. I thought they gave him a lot of help this offseason. They drafted well. So the Ravens, I don't know that I would make them my number 1 pick to win the AFC, but if I were putting like 3 or 4 flyers, they're in that list for sure. Papa Shot will be here tomorrow.
I'm excited.
And
that guy's going to talk our ear off. I hope you're ready for it.
I am very ready.
This is going
my
to be
body
his
is ready for Papa
Pick
Shot.
Central with Papa Shot guy. That should be the title for tomorrow.
We need to go back and
on his
find a picture.
retirement day too.
Yeah, congratulations. 36 years at
God
FedEx.
bless him.
We're driving around this godforsaken city for 36
man.
years, delivering packages. Whew, man. Okay, so let's do picks,
All right.
and then we'll get back to some other stuff. Hello. Sorry. I don't know what. Oh yeah, I'm still saying how would they go 9-7?
Yeah.
I forgot
9-7-1.
17-game schedule.
Hey, one thing that is funny on the Dolphins, the Saints are in Miami Monday night, December 27th.
Everything.
That's a pretty fun one.
Every marker you use to say what a team would be, like, oh, that's an 8-8 team. Well, that's gone now.
Yep.
So you got to either pick
Finished.
9-8 or 8-9.
That's honestly the first time I saw PFT tweeted after the Washington football team schedule came out. It's like 10-6-1.
I'm gonna say that.
I was like, oh, wow, 17 games.
I'll probably do that all summer. I'll probably be like, oh, this team, I like them. They'll be 12-4. They'll be in the playoffs, and it'll just be wrong. So you got to change everything. Somebody says Sissipas to win the French Open plus 1,000. Why do we always get Sissipas? I feel like that one comes up a lot. The tennis player. All right, picks. I don't know what the standings are. TJ's not here, so I don't know if Avery's ready with the
I
standings.
did good yesterday. That's
I
all
did too.
know.
You and I both had bounce back days yesterday.
So, Avery, do you have the standings? Tell me if you don't, and then I'll stop talking about it. So we got the standings. He's pulling them up right now. Is what's going to be happening. I'll go first. I don't know what the standings are. So, Royals money line at Tigers. These are all a couple of afternoon baseball games, and Red Sox money line against the A's. I love both of those. Basketball, I really love these picks. I love Heat money line against the Sixers and Blazers. Plus, it was 5 this morning. I don't know what it is now. I like Blazers plus 5 against the Suns. And my favorite bet of the day is a future.
Okay.
And it is my favorite. Oh, there was my picks. My favorite bet of the day is a future. You won't cash it until the end of the season. But as of right now, the Atlanta Braves have been bad so far this season. Mediocre. They're 16-19, 17-19, something like that. They have now fallen on the Barstool Sportsbook app. They're plus 200 to win the NL East. They're only 3.5 games back.
And they've played bad.
We haven't gotten Memorial Day. They played, I think, their worst baseball. I think the Braves are going to win the East, and I think the Braves are going to win the East comfortably. They now have value. I think they were minus 150 to win the East to start the season.
Yeah,
they're now plus 200. Put 100 in, cash 200 at the end of the season. I love Braves plus 200 on the Barstool Sportsbook app to win the NL East. Hit it. That's my favorite bet of the day. I didn't put it on my graphic, but I want to add it to my card because I came up with it this morning.
I'm tempted to almost jump on that because I need a baseball rooting interest for the season.
Wouldn't it be good?
Yeah, just to cheer for the Braves.
Big Ev, you go next.
All right, well, speaking of the Braves, I got Braves minus 1.5. They're actually currently up 2-0 right now, but the Blues just got some runners on it. Early start. I got the Cardinals money line. They're dogs. I got the Yankees money line and the Yankees raise under 8. I got the Marlins money line tonight and the Blazers Suns over 233.5.
Over 233.5. I like that one. Ben Mintz.
I just went 3 NBA picks. I took Atlanta, even though it's 13.5. The Magic aren't trying. They're all just worried about the pick. I got Phoenix by 4.5 at home against Portland. They're jockeying for seeding. Portland played last night. I was looking for an underdog just to add to my card. I took the Spurs plus 5 in New York tonight, even though I don't. We'll see.
You don't love it?
I don't love it, but I wanted an underdog on the card.
Have you been in the Garden to see a game since COVID?
No.
Yeah, I still haven't.
It's tough.
It is.
I'm waiting. I'm getting my second vax in a couple weeks.
Are you?
Do you have to show a card? If you have a card,
I
can
think
you?
so.
Okay, I've got one.
Do you? I didn't know you got the vax.
I got it in Mississippi when I was down there.
Does that count?
Yeah, it counts.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
counts.
Same. I think
I
it's
feel
the
like
same.
Yeah,
I
I got
feel
the
like the
card.
vax in Mississippi is just like a quart of motor oil and
Probably.
best of luck. I just made a joke about my own state. We can
Fair
do that,
enough.
right?
Well, I got the one shot in Mississippi.
Do you have Marty Mush's picks? I don't know if he's out there in L.A. or wherever he is. Shout out Bench Mob. Go listen to Bench Mob. Like and subscribe Bench Mob or listen to it. College Basketball Podcast has Adam Morrison, Gonzaga legend, on there today. So check that out. Check that out. Marty and Rico's Basketball Podcast. He's got Yankees money line minus 137, Giants minus 1.5, and Nationals money line minus 114. Those. Do we have Rico? I don't know if we heard from Rico. Do we hear from Rico, Avery? We did. Okay, very good. Very, very good. We got.
I think
Rico
he sent him
coming
real
next.
early because I remember. on
That's
our
right. He
text
said he
thread,
was. He said he. I don't know what he
Fine.
said.
He's on his way to Scottsdale.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why is he going?
He's at Oblos.
Oblo's in Scottsdale.
No, I forget. It might be maybe a bachelor party or something. I don't know.
Oh, Rico at a bachelor party. He's
I could be wrong. I
probably
don't know.
squeeze out the groom, end up marrying him.
got something
marrying her
going on.
himself. Blue Jays Braves over 8.5, Suns minus 5, and Giants money line minus 150. This motherfucker, man. This motherfucker.
Takes
Every
more
fucking
juice
day.
back.
But he only does it to Marty. That's true.
He still does it.
Yeah, but he's breaking Marty's balls.
He still does it, and he does it to whoever he does it to. All right. How much time we got? About 3 minutes?
Yeah, 3
Before you
minutes.
leave, is Katie Stats a Bills fan? I think she is. I think Katie Stats is a Bills fan. I don't know why that's relevant to anything, but I believe, in fact, she is. What else? Isn't Bench Mob getting sued? I have no idea. I'm going to close the chat today.
They're
This is why the Yak doesn't read the chat, okay? I try to give you guys a chance. But come on, quit being fucking idiots. I'll give you a chance again tomorrow. No, I'm going to keep you up. Bench Mob isn't a very good podcast, and there they go.
Hey, Ev, how wild is this going to get? Just the Knicks being in New York, having a first-round series in the playoff. Like, I just feel like that's going to
It
be.
just depends. I mean, if we get a home series, it's going to be insane.
Well, you're
But I
the
think
4 now, right?
Not 5.
Are you still the
Honestly,
5?
I think we're probably going to have to win the last. We have 3 games at home to end the season. We'll probably have to win all of them to get the
San
4
Antonio.
I don't know, though. You say home series, but if you open up – are the Hawks 4 now? Is it 4? If
Yeah,
you open
I
up with
think so.
Atlanta –
They're tied with the Heat,
And-
5-6.
But if you go down there and split with the team, if you go to Atlanta and split, that game 3 at the Garden is going to be
electric.
nutso. Yes.
I would like.
I like the Knicks to win a playoff
See,
series.
I want to see Knicks Nets.
I don't want to play the
That'd be
Heat,
cool.
and I don't want to play the Bucks. I would like to play the Hawks. That would be my.
Oh
preferred
yeah, I would
draw.
think so.
Heat's a tough matchup. Bam and all that. I don't know.
It's the playoffs though.
It's
You're
the
gonna play good
playoffs.
teams.
It's the playoffs. I feel good. I feel confident with this team. We're playing with house money.
I think the Lakers are going to play their way out of this play-in tournament. I know they only got a couple games left. They got an easy schedule from here on out, and the Blazers, who are 6, play the Jazz. I wrote it down. They play the Jazz, the Suns, and the Nuggets. So the Lakers might get their way out of this play-in tournament, which would be it's more interesting with them in it, but long term of the playoffs, I think it's more interesting for the playoffs to have the Lakers safe.
This year I've been such a Suns rider. I just hope they play their way out of not playing the Suns the first round.
You don't want the Suns.
Marty's really worried about having to play.
I just think that
would
was that team has been so good this year and they're so talented. I would hate I feel like that's a legitimate a borderline conference finals type matchup in the first round. It's tough.
Are we Did the music play already? Because it feels like time-wise we're past where the
No,
music
it's
should
50.
play.
It's any second. It just hit 55.
Oh, you're playing it now.
Your ESP was going.
Zaz on the ones and twos. Well,
my guy. That's my guy, Za.
It's not my ESP. It's my stomach. My stomach knows it's time for lunch. A quick lunch before the yak. Good show. Tomorrow, though. Tomorrow.
Can it say on the Pick Central with Papa Shot
Yeah,
guy?
yeah. We'll make sure that happens.
I'm telling you, he is going to
Who's
talk
gonna?
the show
Who's gonna?
up.
We gotta get Spider or somebody to roll out the pop shot for us.
We'll take care
Who's
of
got permission to roll out the pop shot?
We'll take care
I
of
know
it
I
for the
don't.
show.
All right. Pick Central. Good show, boys. The yak is up next.
Alrighty, Celts. Oh shit, no, he's not ready.
Can you hear me, Colto?
Oh shit. Sorry, Culto. Steve,